Hello. For this presentation, we have the observation of three second grade students. Their language acquisition and learning characteristics were assessed. So, student A, is Ari, we're going to call him Ari. Uh, she's a bright 7-year-old and demonstrates strong linguistic skills. She reads, writes, identifies colors, numbers from 1 to 10, um, school materials like pencil or scissors. She follows basic instructions such as greeting, but struggles with more complex phrases like, may I go to the bathroom? Student B, Salvia, is another 7-year-old. She speaks English fluently at home. She shows dedication, understands classroom's commands like cut, draw, complete, and color, and is talented in art, particularly in colors. Student C, Nick, is energetic with good social skills, although he often talks during instructions. He works efficiently. He understands greetings, colors, numbers up to 10, and it is improving in asking permission to leave the classroom. Positive reinforcement was used to help him modify his classroom behavior. Each student reflects different stages in their language development and learning abilities. Uh, so for the first appendix, we have the information, the teacher name, it was the date when the experiment was conducted. And the activity was consisted on the rules of the classroom. Were 6 rules in total. Explained to the group in target language. The rules were drilled for 10 minutes using TPR method. All of this time, the rules remain written on the board. Cards were also given to the students, and they were asked to draw one rule of their choosing. From those 6 rules, the board was wiped out, and then the the students were asked to write the rule they had drawn in their cards. The rules were written on the board for students to see and compare them with their work. So we have these 3 students here. We have the modifications in their behavior, and also the notes. For student A, she finished the task promptly and asked a few times before handing in the card. Student 2 followed instructions, only hesitated when asked to write down her interpretation, but she followed instructions pretty quickly. And student 3 finished the task quickly and proceeded to something else with his friends. The spans of attention is not the greatest. Now, for the second activity, the active filter hypothesis, well, this is the marks and everything. And the first student was relaxed. She was enthusiastic and very motivated to successfully complete the tasks. Student number 2, she was relaxed, quiet, and she used to work. She's used to work in classroom. She's a good worker. And with student number 3, he was hyperactive, doing several things at once. He seemed distracted. However, when required, he completed the task successfully. So, this is the marking for their activities. And upon student 1, so after they were shown the results in the blackboard again. Upon seeing the results written, she didn't expect a positive reinforcement because she had written the rule uh, not correctly, right? The syntax was wrong. Student number 2, she couldn't grasp the fact that a wrong answer could be correct. For example, she wrote don't push instead of don't push. And student 3 understood the task's purpose. He understood that the purpose was to transmit a message. He knew he had gotten through despite his errors. So the appendix number 2, there's the information. It was conducted on the 24th September, and this is what it consisted of. A positive reinforcement was used in students A and B. Student C remained distracted. Then the time came to present work, and student C was not included amongst the participants. So he was handed in an easier task. He insisted in participating and was not content until he was allowed to demonstrate that he was able to do as the others. So the class content was showed as usual to reinforce the tasks. The students who finished the activity were used as models. The model student then went on to help another student who had not finished yet. In cases where the model student tried to do the activity for the other student, intervention was conducted by the teacher, and the task was completed by everyone, on their own, even with the help of the model students. So this is the name of the students again. And for Skinner's operant condition, this is the marking table, and the activity consisted in, we tested the Skinner's operant condition in laws. So by using positive reinforcement and mild punishment to modify behavior of students, uh, that's what the experiment consisted on. So praise and congratulations were given to reinforce desired behaviors, leading to a growing attachment to the teacher. The punishment consisted in being given simpler tasks than the rest of the class. Over time, the lack of undesired behavior led to the removal of punitive measures, and from there on, only positive measurements were used. It was established that the positive reinforcement and mild consequences can effectively encourage engagement and productivity in learning environments. So, as for Bandura, this is the markings and the experiment. Is Bandura's social learning theory. We explored how observation influences behavior. So, parallel to the Bandura's behavior on aggression, the Bobo doll experiment, we focused on developing studying skills in a school setting. Students C struggle with attention and task completion. So, model students were nurtured with positive reinforcements, they were created like that, with positive reinforcements. Through observing these peers, students C witnessed the positive outcomes of their actions, reinforcing his motivation to engage. Students displaying undesirable behaviors were also encouraged to complete the tasks with positive reinforcement. Uh, while positive reinforcement was used to make students' behavior uh, modeled, and an individual can adopt uh, conducts they haven't previously experienced. Okay. So this is the conclusion. I'm sorry. Student behavior can be molded, and an individual can adopt conducts that they haven't previously experienced, not like with their counterpart, not with the aggression experiment. So for the next one, the connectionism storm like this experiment. Okay, so this is the markings. In this experiment, behavior changes were observed based on Thorndike's law of effect from the connectionism theory. When behavior led to a satisfying outcome, which means a reward, it proved more likely to be repeated, while discomfort, that means punishment, reduced the likelihood of repetition. So in class, students were rewarded with play money to complete tasks, leading to increased engagement. A feature was added. Students who put extra effort, like color or neatly writing or decorating well a card, they earned more pay. This improved the group's quality of work. So at the end of the week, this was carried out for a week. At the end of the week, it was evident that the use of positive reinforcement increased engagement, uh, while fines discouraged unwanted behaviors, supporting the deposit of associations between actions and outcomes is a tool in molding human behavior. So this was the first one for connectionism, and in this second one, in this experiment, the aim was to strengthen our response through repeated use. So following Thorndike's law of exercise within the connectionism theory, a simple greeting in English was introduced to the class and practiced at the start of each session for 5 days. This is first graders and second graders as well, but we're only going to focus on second graders. So the saying goes, "Good morning, my teacher. Good morning, my friends. I grab my pencil. I'm ready to play." By the end of the sessions, the students were able to uniformly recite the phrase as a group, though independent production has not yet been achieved. Oral practice will continue and to try to ensure deeper internalization to uh, eventual individual retrieval. This initial uniform group repetition suggests uh, that the approach is feasible for achieving the desired language acquisition. The experiment has been continuing on for more than a week, and at the end of this week, the students were still individual production has not been retrieved, but it's deeper understanding is being achieved for sure. So the last one in this experiment was conducted in a second grade classroom to observe the law of readiness within Thorndike's connectionism. The task involved completing a dialogue about greetings, farewells, and courtesy expressions, followed by a verbal practice. Some students transitioned smoothly to oral practice, while others struggled with writing skills, needing assistance with pencil handling and desk organization. It became evident that learning cannot be effectively ingrained in the students who are not mentally and physically prepared. At the end, the students with prior writing experience completed the task quicker, reinforcing the idea that readiness is crucial to effective learning and inexperience leads to disorganization and further challenges. So this is all of it. It was a great experience to being able to conduct these experiments. I would like to focus my attention on Piaget's stages of development and sensory motor and all that. So see what you see. The thing is, what mm, what boggles me is how knowledge is acquired, how transfer happens, what is the role of memory in language learning, and well, things like that. This last experiment is something that I have been practicing continuously. I gotta make sure students are prepared. They gotta be ready to start writing, and I didn't pay attention to those details before. So again, this is just the beginning of all the observations, and further notes and experiments are to come. But well, so far I am just enjoying the experience. Thank you.